Hello, Namaste and welcome to my show Eat, Cook and Love. This is Chef Sheetal Vanjari for you and today I'm going to cook the most requested recipe, the amazing butter chicken. This dish has surely put the Indian cuisine on the world map. This isn't a very ancient recipe. Somewhere around the 1950s, a certain restaurant in Delhi created this recipe by adding leftover tandoori chicken to a creamy tomato gravy. Whoever created this dish, we're surely grateful for that. While I was studying at the Le Cordon Bleu, London, my culinary school, I realized that the Britishers claimed on the chicken tikka masala, saying that they created this dish. And it also happens to be their national dish. Well, all is fair in food and love, isn't it? Authentically, the butter chicken will have a smoky undertone which traditionally comes from cooking the chicken in a tandoor or a clay oven. Now since we are recreating this recipe in our kitchens, I'm going to use charcoal to smoke this dish. So without wasting any further time, let's get started with the butter chicken. I'm going to begin with taking about 300 grams of boneless chicken pieces here. Now these are washed and dry. Make sure that there's no water in this. To this I'm going to add curd, about 1 cup of curd. Add thick curd to this. Then I'm going to add a tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of red chili powder. I've taken Kashmiri red chili powder. I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, about half a teaspoon of jeera powder, cumin powder, about half a teaspoon of coriander powder, about a teaspoon of garam masala. Some salt to taste, half a teaspoon of kasturi methi. Now when you add all this, you can give it a good mix. Then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of mustard oil. You give about 1 hour minimum for your marination time because the chicken will get softer and the flavors will all blend into each other. What ideally you could do is marinate your chicken. If you pre-plan, you marinate your chicken the previous night. If you have to cook it the next day, or if you have to cook it in the evening, you marinate it in the day. So it gets a good few hours of marination. So that is what will make your chicken tikka more delicious into the butter chicken recipe. So here are our charcoal bits, nice and hot. I'm going to take a little steel bowl and put these here. Now this is absolutely optional. If you do not want to do this, you don't need to do this. My chicken marination, put the bowl inside this. You put in some ghee on that. And some cloves. And you quickly cover this. And let the charcoal give the lovely smoky flavor to your chicken tikkas. So while our chicken is smoking there, we are going to start cooking the gravy of the butter chicken, the tomato gravy. So let's start. Our pan is nice and hot here. We add a little bit, like a teaspoon of oil. I'm adding only a teaspoon of oil because I like to add ghee. So I add a teaspoon of ghee to the teaspoon of oil. So I'm going to use these whole red chilies. Now what I like to do is I like to remove these white seeds from the whole chilies, and we do not leave the seeds in. It will make the dish too spicy. So we remove these. I'm adding 2 of these chilies to this. We let the chilies roast. Then I'm going to add sliced onions. These are about 2 medium-sized onions sliced. Let the onions cook a little bit. Then I'm going to add a whole garam masala, like a stick of cinnamon, badi elaichi, or some peppercorn, some cloves, and bay leaves. Then when your onions are about translucent, you add a tablespoon of ginger garlic paste and you give it a nice toss. These are about 2 medium-sized sliced tomatoes, and you give that a nice stir as well. Some almonds to this. So about 10 almonds is what I'm adding to this recipe. If you do not wish to add almonds, you can add cashew nut. I like to add almonds to this recipe. See how lovely this is. Almost done. Another 2 minutes and we are ready. Also remember the tomatoes that you use in this recipe. Try to take the red ones, nice and ripe, because you do need the color of the tomato. Also adds to the sweetness of your recipe. So this is almost done. Now I'm going to put this to the grinder. Here it's ready. I'm going to leave it here on the side. We're going to add a little bit of oil to our pan, just a spoonful, and then goes in the real ingredient, the butter. There you go. So I added the oil so that the butter doesn't burn. So I'm going to add about half a spoon of turmeric. Now go in all our dry mixes. About half a teaspoon of red chili powder and half a teaspoon of garam masala powder. Our salt can go in at this stage. Salt to taste. And we let the masalas cook this while you're frying. I'm going to add some milk to this. And let this gravy cook for some time. So your curry is nice and smooth. Now you can add milk a little more if you need to, because you need the gravy consistency. I like to add about half a teaspoon of honey. So that teaspoon of honey just adds a little bit more to the flavor, and also it blends all the spices to a smooth taste. And now kasturi methi to this 1 teaspoon of kasturi methi. Kasturi methi will give a super finish to your recipe and it will add to the smokiness of the flavor. So the pan is hot now. Add in oil and take these tikka pieces and put them in the pan. So our tikkas are ready. So this is very simple recipe with very basic ingredients. And if you cook this recipe, you can actually make restaurant style butter chicken right in your home. I promise you that. Your curry is ready. I'm going to add these chicken pieces to it. And how they were waiting to do that. So for a minute, you just let this stir into the gravy because you want the flavor of the chicken tandoori to go into the curry. So here you go. So here you go, your restaurant style butter chicken is ready for you. I hope this recipe has inspired you to try your hands at making this Indian feast at your home. Like and subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click on the bell icon so you get notifications each time I share a new recipe. And yes, tag me when you cook any of these recipes so that I get to see your version of the recipe. Thank you for watching. Take care friends and see you soon.